Oh, and
I did.
don't do suicide. Suicide's bad, I guess. Talk to someone if you have issues. I don't know. This me being.
You might want to put this part in the front of the.
Hopefully, our review doesn't make our jurors.
Well, like I said, maybe you should put this in the front of the podcast.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to episode 44 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning.
Sometimes.
All right.
I like how it sounded like you howled halfway through the intro. It's like, are we doing a werewolf episode? What's going on?
Might as well with this one. All right. So we're still in 2005 here as we're going to review Constantine this time.
Woohoo!
Constantine is 2 hours and 1 minute is what I got.
Yeah, it was about that.
It was directed by Francis Lawrence. I have no idea who he is.
Well, I had to look him up, actually. I'm going to say something right now. He has directed a few good movies. I Am Legend.
Okay.
You know that? Okay.
That's
he
the
did
Will Smith apocalyptic one with the dog?
Yes.
Okay, I think I did see that one, actually.
Water for Elephants, which I think is a love movie. I don't know
what that is. Never even heard of it.
Came out a while back. It's okay. And he did the Hunger Games movies.
Never saw them.
They're movies. They're movies.
Sounds like they're movies, yeah.
Yeah. I
they qualify for movie status.
Yeah, they technically are films. But yeah, he's done a few things. He's done a lot of music videos. I looked on his IMDb. A lot.
Oh.
Of music videos.
Well, that makes sense. There's some music video scenes in this.
Yeah. No, visually, that's what he's there for. So yeah, he got that down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who he is.
All right. So the screenplay was by Kevin Brodbin and Frank Capello. Frank Capello sounded familiar, but I don't know who any of these guys are.
What does stuff? I think we looked them up before.
We might have. I don't know. It was produced by Lauren Scholler Donner, Benjamin Meinecker, Michael E. Uslin, Erwin Stoff, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, Akiva Goldsman. There's a lot of producers for some reason in this.
It's Constantine.
A lot of producers for a job that does nothing. Anyway.
Hey, man.
What? I'm a producer and I don't do anything.
So exactly. The producers, they put their input in.
I just release things. That's my job. All right. This one stars Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz, which I recognized her. It was driving me crazy and I couldn't figure out where. And then I remembered, not only is she in the Black Widow movie.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah. She's also in the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser.
Yes. She's the wife.
Yep. And then we have Shia LaBeouf.
Well, hold on. What's that about?
I hate Shia LaBeouf. He's a bad actor.
What?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Because during this time period, like 2004 to 2007, before he got into Transformers, I feel like he was trying to put a name out there for himself because he just left Even Stevens, I guess. Like, I'm an actor, guys. But he's always plays. I know he was an iRobot. And in this movie, he's like the teenage sidekick who's trying to be like more than a teenage sidekick, guys.
And always will be a Disney actor, and you just can't escape that. So, like when you're one of those children Disney actors, you're taught to act a certain way, and you never really escape that kind of acting, and it's not good.
Well, what's the last thing you saw him in? Like, what's the most recent thing you've seen him in?
Couldn't tell you.
Because he's definitely improved as an actor by this time. Back then, he was still, like you said, a Disney actor, but he has improved, and I will defend him as an actor. I don't know him personally. He still
has the same Disney acting things that are there's just certain traits that Disney actors have. You know what I'm saying?
They have that it factor for Disney, so I get what you're saying.
And it's just, it's hard for me to get past it. It takes a really, really good actor to get past it.
He does later on in his career.
I don't think so. I think he's the worst part of Transformers. I think he was terrible in that terrible Indiana Jones movie.
God, that exists. I think the worst part about the Transformers movies are the human actors. They're terrible. And yeah, the Indiana Jones movie, that whole movie was just trash.
So I don't think I've seen him in anything good ever.
I
This might be the closest we get, and I have a lot of problems with this.
With him or this movie?
Well, him being in a good movie. Yeah, anyway. We're also starring Tilda Swinton, Pruitt Teller Vince.
Tilda Swinton is 60 years old. You know that?
No, I didn't. But she's an awesome actress.
She is. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Holes.
Right.
Shia LaBeouf was in Holes. That's a good movie. It's a great movie.
I don't even know what that movie is.
Holes?
Yeah.
Oh, you bitch. It's a good movie. Continue.
Whatever. If you say so. You and your, I don't know, bad taste.
I have okay taste.
Oh, yeah. That's been proven wrong several times on this show. Anyway.
No, that's my nostalgia messing me up.
I want to say Jimon Hunso.
Yes, that character. That
Gavin Rossdale, and Peter Stomar, Max Baker, and Jesse Ramirez. The box office was...
Hold on. Sorry. The Digimon Husman.
Yes.
He shows up later in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's an actor, not the character. He's
okay.
In the... We're going to see him again. I just wanted to say that. People don't know who his face is. He's in Amistad and Blood Diamond. Because his name's hard to say, and nobody just butchered it, so I just want to give him recognition. Look what he's been in.
Yeah. Because his name's DJ. It starts with a D and J. You can't start a name with two consonants and expect people to get it.
Well, that's the American side of you. He's from West Africa, man.
So?
It's a West African name, probably. I mean, I'm not looking into it, but like...
So? Put a vowel in there.
He's got two vowels in his first name.
Yeah, but
DJIMON.
you need to put vowels in between consonants in order for them to make words.
That's That's so ignorant. Wow. Holy shit.
You don't want me to butcher your name? Get a name that has vowels in it.
I'm the guy that butchers names in the Planner podcast. You should be like, this should be another way around.
I got closer than you would have ever gotten.
If this was my podcast episode, I would have Googled it and like practiced for a good hour to say his name so I didn't butcher it.
I gave him credit. That's more than other podcasts would have done. I went down the entire cast list instead of just saying this stars Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz, and Shia LaBeouf, and Tilda Swinton. They would have probably said Tilda Swinton too, and then they would have left it at that.
No, yeah, there's a lot of heavy actors. There's a good amount of actors in this that are really, really good. Why am I out of breath? Don't get fat, people. Why am I out of breath? I'm struggling over here to hold my breath in so I don't sound like a fatty on the podcast. Really, I don't know what's going on. I gotta lose some weight.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Box office, that's where we're at. My favorite segment.
This movie made had a budget of $100 million, and it made $230,884,728,
which is really good.
It doubled its money essentially.
Yeah, for 2005, I think that's pretty good. I mean, hell, the box office is in the top 10. Where's it at? Hold on, I just had it. So the top 15. I mean, it's number 15, so that's not bad. I mean, it beat out Fun with Dick and Jane. That's a Jim Carrey movie. The Pacifier starring Vin Diesel. The Longest Yard was an Adam Sandler movie. So it beat out some good people.
The Longest Yard was a remake of like a 60s or 70s movie. I think with
not Tim Burton.
No, I thought Tim Burton too, though. Wow, that was my first thought. Burt Reynolds, yes, it was Burt Reynolds. Yes,
it had the Burton, and so like, why am I thinking Tim Burton?
I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, Tim Burton? That's not right.
Oh man, I'll talk about the top 10 next time we come this year, but I'll take the top 15, 11 through 15. So 15 was Constantine, 11 was Robots, the animated movie of Robin Williams, I believe it was.
I don't know.
Wedding Crashers, Chicken Little. My God, Chicken Little. Oh, I can't say number 11. So yeah, we'll do the rest of it next.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's it for that. There wasn't much behind the scenes stuff as far as going on with that. There's a few interesting things. Alan Moore, the creator of the series Hellblazer, disowned this movie. Didn't even take profits from it. He said give it out to the other, creators who are involved with it.
Hellblazer, is that the comic book series Constantine's from?
Yeah, Hellblazer is the name of the comics.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
That's another thing. They changed the name of Hellblazer to Constantine so it wouldn't get confused with Hellraisers, the Hellraiser films.
Really?
Yeah, they actually originally wanted to name the comics Hellraiser, but Hellraiser came out the year before, so they changed it to Hellblazer.
I respect that though, 'cause I do hate when titles use the same name as a movie beforehand. So I respect them changing it to Constantine.
I mean, it depends on how like average the name is. If you got a name like Holes, like you said earlier, you can't just say, "Oh, I hate it because this one." Well, that they shouldn't use that regular old name anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get that. But
Like,
sometimes,
if it's, I get if it's like Hellraiser, you don't want anyone else saying Hellraiser as a movie because that's a unique name. But if you're using
exactly.
like the man with the gun or something like that, it's like screw you. Anyone can use that name.
Yeah, but at the same time, the man with the gun, it's multiple words. If someone else uses the same name, like, just change it like the man with the pistol or the man with the heavy gun or something. Like, you don't have to use the exact same name. It's not that
Yeah,
it gets
but
confusing, but it gets annoying trying to,
But
like,
at the same time, you have to also realize that maybe that person never even heard of that movie.
yeah, true. But, like, nowadays with IMDb existing or just Googling, like, does this
Like,
movie title exist? Oh, it does. I can't use it.
if you have an idea for a title in your head and you want to make a movie around that, and you might not look that up because this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, but you can still change the title a little
if
bit.
that title fits your story, if you think that's the title for your story, you're gonna stick with that title. As a writer, I'm just letting you know that's how the
that's
process
lazy because I
works.
feel like there's so many words that exist to explain what you want the title of the story to be. Like if you use pencil as your title and that already exists, use writing utensil or use lead writing utensil. You can use whatever you want. There's
What
other
happens if
ways.
the main character's name is Pencil?
Well, then okay, that's I kind of like that as a main character's name, but
I'm just saying,
I think
there's reasons for
the
people why
main
people,
character might have a different name. Like he might have a last name, or she might have a last name. They have a like pencil
or
sharpener. So call it sharpener.
maybe they don't have a last name. Maybe that's the whole point of the movie is that his name is Pencil.
I call it Sil then, CIL.
No,
That's unique.
I
No one else is going to have
disagree.
that.
I think there are instances where using the same name makes sense.
Yes and no.
Anyway, that was that argument.
That's a dumb argument.
Also, an interesting thing, they were originally gonna. Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Constantine.
Is that why he does Ghost Rider later on?
I don't know. It says the movie just started developing in '97, and this guy named Paul Hunter was attached to it to direct, but was replaced by a guy named Harsim Singh.
This guy, Paul Hunter.
Warner Brothers hoped Singh would begin filming in 2002 with Nicolas Cage attached to the star. But then Singh dropped out, and apparently him and Warner Brother got into suing each other, and then Keanu Reeves became attached in 2002.
I'm thinking Nicolas Cage was into Ghost Rider, and that's another like hell-based kind of character. So, and I did enjoy him in that. Would I have enjoyed him in this movie? No. So yeah, I'm glad they kind of recasted him. Yeah.
He's not. We'll get into it. Keanu Reeves does a good job here.
Yeah.
But he's not really Constantine. But it's fine.
But for the look they were going with, like they're going with
exactly. For what they were going for, it worked.
I think Nicolas Cage would have been.
I think Nicolas Cage has the problem is that he's Nicolas Cage.
Exactly. So
nothing against the guy. I think he's a great actor. It's just when he acts, he's Nicolas Cage.
Exactly. It's like hiring any of the big names like Arnold or Christopher Walken. You're hiring them for them, not because they're good actors. Like they don't get into the characters like that. So yeah.
Also, so I'll get into it, but this movie takes elements from a bunch of Hellblazer comic books, specifically the story arc Dangerous Habits, which is the original Hellblazer issues 41 to 46, and some from the original Sin storylines, which is Constantine's origins, essentially. They take elements for it, but it's not really, it's adapted, let's just say.
Yeah, it's not pen and paper to film. They're just like, okay, we're going to tweak this, and this, I guess.
And also, I don't know if I also don't know if we've ever said this on the show, because I don't know if we covered Constantine. We might have said it in Swamp Thing's review, though. But Constantine actually debuted in Swamp Thing. We
did mention that, I remember, briefly, but that wasn't in depth. Okay. Forgot what I was going to say, so I'll keep going.
Something probably about comic books and John Constantine.
I hope so.
Anyway, yeah, that's about that. Anything else before we dive into the movie?
No.
All right, let's go. All right, so we open with the Warner Brothers signal and the other studio signal that I don't remember off the top of my head, and the Vertigo signal being disintegrate it and go into hell.
Ooh, it's edgy and dark, guys.
And then we get a black screen with white words, like laziest I've ever seen.
They
as far
were
as, like super lazy.
You thought that too?
Yeah,
Because it was just basic font, like nothing. There was no like.
there was no effort put into that
Nope.
at all.
It didn't fade up or anything. It was just here's the words.
Yeah.
No voiceover reading it to you. Nothing.
And it's just talking about the spear of destiny, which right from the bat, I was like, oh, every freaking religious story of this nature has to deal with the stupid spear of destiny. I'm so sick of it.
Well, okay. Well, that's new to me, Spirit of Destiny. So, like, what? Elaborate.
Well, the spear of destiny is supposed to be like this mystical weapon of power in like everything, because it's the spear that pierced Jesus' side and killed him.
Oh, okay.
And so, since it's got the blood of Christ and stuff, it's depicted in many different ways. And so this religious super artifact that, sometimes it alters reality and stuff like that.
Now, is that just
like
comic books or just every medium?
Oh, I see it in comic books all the time. I don't know enough about the other mediums and stuff to really know, but it's a big artifact in comic book lore.
Oh, interesting.
And it's kind of, every time there's a religious sting or something like that, it's like, oh, we got to get the Spear of Destiny. It's like, oh, God, here we go again with the stupid Spear of Destiny.
It's a MacGuffin. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a MacGuffin. And it's definitely a MacGuffin here because it plays no part in it anyway.
No, it really it shows up at the end for like, what, a minute? Kind of. Because whenever we cut to it in a movie, it's just, okay, the guy's walking with it. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And then we cut over to Mexico. These two guys are just, I don't know what they're doing. They're under like a bridge, like picking up cans or something, or they're just like brushing dirt from side to side.
Yeah, I want to say they're homeless looking for, I don't know, something, I guess.
It's weird. Anyway, one of them's like, they look like they're on top of like dirt and concrete.
Yeah.
And one of them steps into a hole, which is like made of wood, and he finds the tip of the Spear of Destiny. This guy's named Manuel, and he's the best character in this movie.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we get a whole little side adventure with him.
Oh, I thought you were being so honest. Like, why are you not being... Okay. Well, going back to like what he found the spear, like what's the spear wrapped in, DJ?
A cloth. I don't know.
It's a Nazi flag.
Is it? I didn't even notice.
Yep. It's literally a Nazi swastika flag.
All right. Well,
and I thought they were going to do more on with
there's
that.
There's a whole thing about the Spear of Destiny being found in 1942 by Hitler, and it's been this whole big thing about him using the Spear of Destiny and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah.
TJ, so what you just said there, how we mentioned earlier, Indiana Jones 4, that would have been a better storyline for Indiana Jones 4. Instead of doing the alien dumb shit.
Well, I was going to say, wasn't Indiana... What is it, Indiana Jones 4, the alien one?
Yes. So instead of doing that stupid subplot, why not Spear of Destiny?
Marcus.
What?
Marcus. Any story would have been better than that alien.
I know. But this, like, the Spear of Destiny is biblical. The first two, was the first one was the Holy Grail. Third one was the third one was the Holy Grail. The first one was the
box.
Oh,
why can't I remember? What the
people
hell?
are yelling at us right now. Shit, what's it called? God damn it!
Not the Tesseract.
Yes.
It melts off the guy's face.
I can't
remember what it's called.
Indiana Jones. I have to Google this. God, this is embarrassing. I went to school for this shit. I like the series. The Ark, the Lost Ark, right?
The Ark of the Covenant. There you go.
Thank you. That's embarrassing. So yeah, but that's all biblical stuff. The second one, I don't know. Who cares? That was the kids getting whatever.
And that was that temple one where they pulled out the guy's heart and stuff.
Yeah, but that plot, this spear would have been so much better than the alien thing. It just fits the beat of Indiana Jones so much more, and it's Nazis. Like, why not use that?
Because they did Nazis in the third movie.
This whole thing was Nazis.
Yeah, but they already did it.
Yeah, but like, let's punch a Nazi in the face. It's great. Sorry for that side tangent. Let's go back to this movie.
Yeah, anyway. So Manuel, the best character in the movie, finds the Spear of Destiny. And then grabs the spear like Golem from Lord of the Rings. And then this weird symbol appears on his hand. And then he runs out in the middle of the street and gets hit by a car. And it's like, the car acts like it gets hit by a brick wall of a car.
Yeah, like weird.
And then but Manuel survives somehow and gets up. He's not scratched on him, runs off. We'll see you about 45 minutes, Manuel.
I think that would have been better if they would just pass, like, his friend picked it up and took it on. Like, I would have rather have seen it that way. Like, it just affects anyone who takes it. But
Yeah, but that's not the point of it.
I know.
It makes you like super invulnerable and stuff like that.
So, like, what's he? We'll get to it later.
All right, so after the car crash, we get the shortest title card screen I've ever seen. Is they just flash Constantine and then they jump into the movie.
I'm great with. Yeah, there really aren't any opening credits to this, is there?
No, it just jumps right in.
I like that. Wish more movies would do that.
Then we cut into an older Chinese lady bringing tea to her daughter. Oh no, she's possessed by the exorcist. So
Yeah, she's climbing on the ceiling and everything.
and then we get introduced to our main character, John Constantine, played by Keanu Reeves. And the first thing we see of him is a cigarette. And he gets out and he goes in and he's talking to this priest guy. And this already annoyed me, this priest guy.
Oh, really? Why?
Because the priest guy is in John Constantine's jacket.
Oh my god, you nerd. The priest guy is wearing the characters from the comic books jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh, this is a nod. No, it's a nod. You knew what you were doing when you decided to do this, and you knew it was just going to piss people off. Why even bother putting it in there?
No. I don't think they're trying to piss people off. I just think they hired Neo for the Matrix, so let's dress Neo up as Neo. All black with a little bit of white.
Just if you don't know who John Constantine is, John Constantine is supposed to look like Sting, like from the rock star Sting, with blonde hair. He's got the long gray trench coat. He's English with an English accent.
And Keanu Reeves is none of those things.
Keanu Reeves is none of it at all.
He's a surfer bro. There's nothing like Sting.
So even it says right here, Reeves played the role with his natural accent and hair color, whilst the original character was intentionally drawn to resemble an English musician Sting and came from Liverpool. However, since they did this, they moved the stories set to Los Angeles and justified the move to England by claiming the character was not exclusively set in England at all. Just because he went to other places.
Okay, that's fine. If he goes, it's fine if he travels, whatever. There's religion everywhere.
Yeah, but he doesn't live in Los Angeles. Is the
exactly.
point.
He doesn't live there, and why would he change his looks?
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
They just got Keanu Reeves, and they wanted to ride off with the Matrix buzz, and so they decided, hey, this is not what John Constantine looks like. And I don't normally harp on looks as like costumes and stuff like this, but this is a little bit insulting.
Yeah, when
like
they throw it in your face like that, it's like, aren't we witty and cool guys? Like, no, just give him the jacket.
Yeah, they put it on this priest guy that's only going to get killed later. It's just an insult.
Now, is this priest a character in the movie or in the comics?
I don't think so. I didn't recognize him.
Okay.
Yeah, now Father Hennessy is not.
Gotcha.
There's a few characters not in this thing.
Okay. Yeah. I think maybe they wanted Keanu to dye his hair. When did the Matrix? I know the first one came out 2001, but when the other one? And was that 2004? Because if not, like let's just say it came out that year. Oh, it came out 2003. So yeah, he had time to dye his hair if they wanted to dye his hair. Yeah, I don't know. Weird casting choice. Weird directing choice in general.
It's just like they didn't even try is the point. They're like, we got Keanu Reeves, this is what we're going with.
Yeah. They don't want to change anything about him so we can get more people in.
There's Matt Ryan's an actor who's been playing Constantine for the last couple of years. He's a good depiction of what John Constantine's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it's a fine alternate version, but
it's not
why even put? Yeah, this is not what people a fan of the series is looking for.
And it was weird to me because I was a kid when this came out. So when I think Constantine, I think Keanu Reeves. But seeing Matt Ryan in Constantine's outfit, like, yeah, it's what the comic book should be, but it's just off-putting to me because I'm not used to seeing that. Wait, he is Constantine. You're right.
All right. So anyway, Constantine shows up to do an exorcism on this little girl who has a demon on him, and this is trying to establish him as like a good at his job but still a jerk. And they don't do a good job with that either. Constantine is a selfish prick. And they do not get it across with this character.
Yeah,
He's
no.
too much of a he's too much of a hero in this
Yes.
for a Constantine character. Constantine in the comics does everything for himself. He like sacrifices people just so he can get his way.
Oh, kind of like, I don't know, Bob.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about, TJ, huh? The
No,
audience won't know
I
what we're talking about, but we know what we're talking about.
don't know what you're talking about.
It's been like 2-3 years playing that character.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was he based off of that? Thinking about it?
No,
Okay. It's just coincidence.
it was just coincidence.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, so Constantine's gonna be exercising this demon out of this girl, but it doesn't work normally, so he needs a mirror, and they bring this giant mirror over her, and we see that there's a demon inside her, and it gets trapped in the mirror, and somehow by looking at its own reflection, and then Constantine throws out the mirror out the window. But before that happens, we're introduced to annoying Shia LaBeouf as Chaz.
Annoying Shia LaBeouf. Yes.
He's so annoying in this movie.
No, yeah, I can't argue that. Like, this era of Shia LaBeouf, hella super annoying.
And this is not Chaz from the comics either.
What's different about Chaz in this Shia LaBeouf?
Chaz in the comics is technically Constantine's friend, I guess, but he treats him like shit a lot of the time.
Wait,
He's
who
using
treats
him as
who's like shit?
Constantine treats Chaz like shit.
Okay.
In the comics a lot. He's pretty much uses them for rides, free rides everywhere.
Of course.
He can go. And he's not an apprentice of Constantine at all. He's just some guy with a wife that hates Constantine.
Okay.
He's older. He's like middle age. And this is just, they put Shia LaBeouf in here because they want that teen sidekick thing that they do in these stupid movies. It's
Yep.
bad. It's stupid, and it's a poor depiction, and it's useless and not even worth your time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I saw the face pop on the screen. Like, I don't remember him being in this movie. Watching the movie, I remember. Then I realized, oh yeah, because he's barely in the movie. Well, why is this character here?
So we cut over to some lady doing confession, and she's saying to the priest how she killed somebody, and then it's revealed she's a cop.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and I think that's all that happens there, right?
Yeah, because it cuts to her waking up in the hospital.
Oh, right, because then so she wakes up in the hospital, and she goes off for the roofs and does a swan dive through a glass window into a pool down below.
And dies. It's a good scene. It's a good shot.
Yeah, and then she wakes up.
This movie is visually beautiful, guys. You should definitely watch it for that reason.
And so then then she wakes up because it's just a dream. Oh, we also got a scene of Constantine throwing up blood throughout the movie. I mean, in the sink there.
He's got cancer.
Yeah, we don't know that yet, though.
Oh, no, we don't?
No.
Oh.
We get that scene a little later.
Oh, shit, there is a scene. I was not paying attention to that part because I didn't know that was a revelation.
Yeah, we don't know that here.
My bad.
Anyway, then we go over to the crime scene. And it's revealed that there was actually a woman who jumped. And it turns out it was the cop's sister all along. And she's sad. But she's like, she didn't commit suicide because she was a devout Christian. There's no way she would do this. And they're like, she did it. We have video footage. We cut over to Constantine talking to the doctor and saying he's got really bad cancer here. It's killing him. So
Cancer of the lungs, right?
Yeah, because he smokes 30 cigarettes a day since he was like 16. That'll do it.
That's a lot.
Which is a comic book thing, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually does get cancer in the comic books, too.
And doesn't he, like, trick the devil or someone out of it in the comics?
That's the whole basis of the storyline this is all based on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll get to that when get to that.
No, but he's like, it's different in the comics, isn't it?
It's very different in the comics.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. 'Cause I know in this one's not. Okay, guys, making sure.
No, it's very, very different in the comic. So after he gets the news, he leaves and he encounters the cop in the hospital as he's going down the elevator. He's a jerk to her because he doesn't hold the elevator. And then we cut over to Manuel doing his thing, man. Manuel, he's got the dagger, he's walking, and I couldn't figure out what these animals were. They look like bison to me, but as he walked by them, they all keeled over and died and rotted. I couldn't figure out what they were, though. I don't know if they were cows or whatever.
Some kind of steer, looks like, yeah.
Anyway,
Constantine meets his supplier.
yeah, we're a procurement guy. This guy's not in the comics. This
No?
is another stupid movie trip. Oh, where does he get all this stuff? Let's get some quirky guy to put in there to make sure he gets all of his weapons, because Constantine doesn't need all this. Constantine doesn't wield guns and shit like that like they do in this movie.
Van Helsing came out. Okay, yeah, that's why this character's here. Van Helsing came out a year before this, and there's a character just like that in that movie. So I was like, this is very similar to that.
Yeah, no, John Constantine uses his wit to usually get out of situations. He rarely uses magic or his mind. He doesn't use like a grenade launcher like he gets in this stupid thing.
Or fire breath or dragon's breath or whatever the hell he uses.
No, he might use it something like that if necessary, if it came down to it. But it's very rare that he gets in a straight up fight with some of these people. Then, get another scene with annoying Shia LaBeouf saying that he's an apprentice.
You really hated Shia LaBeouf for this, huh?
Yeah, because he's superfluous.
This was going to ask you before we continue. So there's two characters that haven't added to the movie from nowhere. Who is in this movie that's from the comics? Like, better questions. Are there a lot of characters to pull from the comics that he's in to put into the movie instead of these two new characters?
Yeah, there are plenty of characters they could have pulled.
Okay. Are these characters that are shown in the movie, are they like a combination of other characters?
There's no combination of characters, but there's like half and half. They pulled from the comics and half they just created. But it's fair, though, that they created characters because Constantine kind of just jumps from case to case.
Yeah.
And this felt like just another case that Constantine would be on, only it's like world ending.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got that.
So, after the stupid Shia LaBeouf scene, we go into a library, I think, where Constantine and the cop both show up because they just keep running into each other for some reason. And Constantine's going to be talking to the angel Gabriel while the cop talks to a priest about getting her sister a Catholic funeral but since she committed suicide, she can't have a Catholic funeral. Blah blah blah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that a thing in real life?
I think so.
No way. It's so ignorant. Really?
I don't know if you noticed, but God is kind of a prick.
No. I know God's a cunt and all that shit, and I know like,
and his whole big relations behind it is kind of screwed up. It punishes people just because they don't want to bow down to his son.
That's so in real life.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. If you're not Catholic, you can't even get married in a church.
I never gonna call it out. I don't care. But so in real life, I'm a Catholic family, and me being like say 15 or 16, going through shit, not talking to anybody about it, decide to say F it, I'm gonna kill myself. I kill myself. I don't get a Catholic funeral.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's really stupid.
I mean, maybe not in this day and age, because all the things that happen nowadays.
All the things, as in, I don't know, priests touching kids, probably, or what? Like, what do you mean? Like,
no, just between all the outrage of all the things that happened and then over the last.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not this day and age, but definitely back then, I'm pretty sure.
I can understand back then, but this is 2005 this movie came out. That's not that long ago.
No, I'm just saying, it's in 2005, I'm pretty sure.
That's ridiculous.
Because if you remember, in 2005, gay marriage was still kind of taboo.
Yeah. Man, that is so... My child killed themselves. Can they please have a Catholic, proper Catholic? Nah. They killed themselves. That's messed up. I don't like that.
It's a mortal sin for you to
I don't agree with that either.
Kill yourself.
But whatever.
And if you really dig into the lore, you're in like one of the deepest parts of hell for doing so.
That makes no sense to me. That never made sense to me. Like, I don't know if I want to opt out of life. I'm not saying, hey, people, by the way, I should put like a warning before this episode of like suicide talk and shit like that. This is our heaviest episode so far, I think. I'm not like saying kill yourselves, but like what's up?
We are talking about Constantine. It's got some heavy themes.
Exactly, some religious stuff. I don't know. Like that's just questionable to me. Let's just skim over that. I'm not trying to get into the heavy religious debate today.
All right. Anyway, Constantine's
Sorry.
talking to the angel Gabriel, and he's like,
Oh, another
"This
question, because you
is."
bring up Gabriel. Is Gabriel one of the original fallen? Are you religious? Do you know history of religion like that or no?
I am not religious, but I did some studying into like the different theologies and stuff
Saying,
because I
because I
like to.
saw 7 angels fell with hell or with Satan, or 6 total, whatever name total. But I didn't see Gabriel's name in that. Did you?
No, I think Gabriel is one of the archangels. I think he's one of the big ones with Michael.
Okay, because I remember, and because I know I saw the Legion movie, and I think Gabriel, Michael, one of those two, was another angel that went bad and rogue. So thought that was a thing in religion, but apparently it's just a Hollywood thing. Okay,
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Michael and Gabriel are still archangel angels according to the lore, and
the lore.
it's exactly what it is. It's lore.
It just sounds like D&D talk. Okay,
I mean, if you're gonna call Greek mythology and lore, you can call Christianity mythology and lore because at one time those gods were widely believed in too. So you can't just skim that religion off if you're not gonna skim this religion off. That's all I'm saying.
continue. Sorry, I agree with everything you're saying. Just continue.
Anyway, so Constantine's talking to Gabriel, and it's just them talking about him buying his way out of hell with good deeds and stuff like that. This scene was actually in the comics. It was just different. Like, it's almost scene for scene. It even kind of looks like it,
Okay,
but the dialogue is very different. As Tilda Swinton is portrayed as androgynous in this, but she's like,
sorry.
so she's depicted as having no sex, which makes sense for an angel. But in the comics, he's like clearly a guy,
Okay.
which is not a big deal or anything like that. I'm just stating the differences. But
So why are you more cool with her or this version of Gabriel being? I can't say that word. I'm gonna say non-binary. Then
androgynous?
yeah, I can't say that.
Because
Androgynous. I can't. I literally can't
because
say that.
angels are not supposed to have a sex.
Why not?
They're not humans. They're supposed to be beings of higher powers. They're not. They don't need reproductive organs. You know.
Well, like, wouldn't they show themselves as male or female to ease the mind of ever seeing them? Or am I just adding on to the mythos at that point?
You're kind of just adding on to the mythos. I mean, in some depictions, sure, but if you're just an angel and you're hanging out on Earth and you look how you want to look,
Yeah, but like exactly. So why not just look like a male or female? It's like, okay, everyone's going by one or two things.
because if you think about it, angels are arrogant pricks, and they're like, I'm above your petty differences, so I'll be both
But like, why not be like,
or neither.
or why not be like, I'm a better version of a man than you, or a better version of a female than you? Like, I have what the
Because
ideal characteristics look like.
because they think they're better than them to begin with. So why would they need to? What's the word I'm looking for? Cater to what they think there is better, what is not better.
Because it plays onto the idea like, you guys think this is perfect. I'm gonna show you what that looks like to you. But what I know in reality, I'm
you're
better
under
than that.
that's the whole point. You're under the impression that they care what the humans
No,
think.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That's my whole point.
I guess,
They would not give a crap about your opinion
Then why is she the only one looking this way when the other ones don't look like this?
because all the other ones are demons.
Well,
They don't ever.
they show one more angel.
No, they don't.
Oh, they show a half-breed angel, I guess.
They don't show another angel. Period.
They
I don't
do.
think.
Yeah, when the guy drowned himself in the alcohol, the person hovering over him had wings.
Oh right. Yeah, he was a half breed
Yeah.
though.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But
I'm so sorry. I keep going. I'm so sorry.
oh, he's talking about buying his way out of heaven and stuff like that for reasons that don't. It's like this is not Constantine motivation at all because he really doesn't like heaven or hell because he thinks they're all twits essentially in his words.
Yes. Hypocritical assholes, etc., etc.
Yes. All right. So yeah, they have that conversation, and Gabriel's like, Constantine's asking him if there's a way out of it, essentially, and she's like, "You're screwed," pretty much. And that was right. I was comparing it to the comic version.
Yes.
So she does that in the comics. He is, and first of all, it's in Cambridge. like it's an actual Cambridge society, like that you have to go to Cambridge to get into that club,
Yes.
kind of thing. So he's there. It's not just this random library for some reason. So, and he's just kind of this. He goes to him for help. They call him the snob, first of all.
In the comic?
Yeah. Maybe it's not Gabriel, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe he's just called the snob. He is an angel, though. Man, I don't know. I just read it, too. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I think it is Gabriel. But yeah, he's just... Because the scene is like literally panel for panel, almost, the conversation. So, and he's really just like... He says, "You're die for your sins, Constantine. You don't get no help from me." And that's it. He plays no further point in the story from there on in. That's the end of Gabriel in that storyline.
I don't know what to add on to that. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I'm just saying, just keeping that in mind for when we get to the twist at the end here.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
All right. After that, we cut over to the priest in Constantine's jacket, who I guess is psychic because he's
yeah. They don't really go to detail.
Running his hand through papers.
Yeah,
that's what that word was. It was ether. Constantine told the priest, he took like this necklace off when he first talked to him.
Yeah.
Said, "Go to the ether and find me a case or something." I don't know.
Are you playing that scene right now or something?
No, I just wrote, I remember him, doing that, and then ether came to mind. That's how I recognized the word.
Oh, okay.
And then after the ether, the other word I couldn't read, it was John Constantine going home. Because he went home after that scene too, and we get, in the comics, his apartment's a lot more shittier. But
okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's not an important thing. It doesn't matter what his apartment looks like. Yeah. So the priest is like rubbing his hand through all these papers, and his eyes are rolling up in the back of the head, and
that doesn't seem that really helpful, I feel.
And then he hears a voice, and he grabs a piece of paper, and it has an article about the suicide, and that's the next case. I don't know what the point of all this was, because he never gets to tell Constantine about it.
Yeah, no, they really doesn't thinking about it.
He never interacts with Constantine again after this, so okay.
Because even his death doesn't really motivate Constantine. She gives him clues, but doesn't really like, I gotta avenge this guy kind of shit. Yeah, that's dumb. Why have that character? Yeah, weird.
Then we cut over to cop in her apartment, I think, because I have a question about this scene.
Yeah.
And she's watching the footage of her sister jumping off the roof.
Yes.
And then at one point she's looking at the camera, she says Constantine, and then she rewinds it back and it doesn't say it again. And then all of her phones start ringing.
Yes.
Like, there's like 7 phones in this apartment, and I don't understand why she has so many phones.
I guess for 2005, let me jump through some loopholes for this. Yeah, no, you would think she only have like 2 phones. You're right. It's a lot.
Because she has a cell phone.
Yeah, she just got.
It's a flip phone. It's a really old flip phone, but it's still a cell phone.
And then she got a lot of phones in her. Wow, I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right.
Because all the phones start ringing, and I'm like, why do you have so many phones? Is it just for the scene so you can have the scene?
I have 1 landline in my house. She has like 3 in her house. That's weird. If that is her apartment.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe the police precinct.
No, that's definitely her place.
But that definitely, it looks like an apartment. Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, we cut over to Constantine. He's buying cigarettes, and then we get a Chevy ad. Like blatant Chevy ad, because it says, but the ad says you are running out of time, as if it's foretold him because a hawk or something flew by him and he looked up and seen it.
That's funny.
And it says you're running out of time to buy a new Chevy.
That's like the only blatant one I noticed, because I did notice a lot of background one. Like this, he's going from the gas station to the 76 gas station. Across the street, there's a Shell. Earlier on, or I think later on in the movie, there's like 7-Eleven in the background in the rain. So I noticed a lot of stores in the backgrounds. But that one you just mentioned is very, very in their face.
Yeah, that one's like part of the story. So
yeah, that's funny.
Then a person composed of bugs attacks Constantine. So I guess I can get into more comic book lore here. Yeah. I think I'm not 100%, but I think the bug demon's supposed to be a demon named Neimon.
Okay.
Mnemoth. Nemoth.
Yeah, is that a recurring demon in the comics?
Well, he's the first demon that John Constantine encounters in the comics.
Okay.
He is a demon of hunger, and he's comprised of hunger and consumption, and he's trying to, I forget what the storyline is, but Constantine has to team up with Papa Midnight and use the electric chair later to put him into a human so that it can kill him.
Ah.
So yeah, all that's out of context comic stuff.
Yeah.
Used all later. So I think he actually kills his friend Larry doing it too. Constantine. To kill the demon, he's got to kill his friend.
See,
And Constantine does that shit all the time in the comics.
well, see, that's why I would say this movie would be better as a series, as a darker series, not like a BBC NBC series.
Well, this Constantine is too much of a hero.
Yeah, so if they would have just tweaked it, made this a longer story, made him more assholey, more anti-hero, I guess you would call it, and just, was more faithful to the stories, it'd be better, I think, visually.
Even structurally.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's like the biggest flaw to this. Because I felt, not knowing anything about the comics, watching this movie, and it's a 2-hour movie, I felt they tried to cram a lot into it and change a lot, it felt like, without me knowing it. So if I was a fan of the books, the comics, I would have been like, man, this is kind of lame.
Yeah, that's definitely, if you're a fan of the books, it's definitely going to sour you on this movie.
Yeah.
Like, because I do remember watching this movie back in 2005 or whenever it came out and not having any idea who John Constantine is and thinking it was all right.
Yeah.
Like, because the acting's not bad in it at all.
Not at all.
It's acted well. It looks nice in certain aspects of it. Like, and the story is ridiculous, but it can be fun if you just forget about all the plot holes.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's a well-made movie. It's just the story itself is lacking.
Right. But if you go into any comics,
yes,
anything comics with it, it changes your whole outlook on the movie. It's almost insulting in spots.
Yes, which is it's upsetting because like I said, good source material. I personally love religion and the mythos behind it. I'm not a religious person, but like the idea of it, like I like all that shit. So that mixed with the comics and source material, this could be a great long story thing. So this is upsetting. Not upsetting, but it's like this is just a misfire on this movie. Is all.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going into Papa Midnight here.
Papa Midnight. Because there's a lot of good characters in this movie. I assume the books. So like, there's so much. Even like when you get the Papa Midnight scene when he says, "We got a history, man. This used to be your friend, so and so." Like, I'd rather see that than what we're seeing right now.
We're going to get to Papa Midnight in a moment here.
Yeah, sorry.
Because John Constantine goes to his club.
Yeah, his Blade ripoff club. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He has something similar in the comics too, but it's like in like it's in New York City in like a skyrise kind of thing. But like the guy holds like a card, and you have to be able to be psychic to be able to get in.
I like that. That's a cool gimmick.
It is a cool gimmick, except John Constantine isn't psychic.
No.
This whole him seeing half-breed shit, not in the comics. His whole motivation is actually broken, and we're going to get to that when we get to his suicide scene.
Okay.
But yeah, so he goes in to see Papa Midnight, and he's like, I want to use the chair. And Papa Midnight's like, I'm neutral. You can't use the chair. And then a demon named Balthazar comes in and says, I got a meeting, and I'm creepy. And then Constantine's like, you're a jerk, and then he leaves.
Yep.
So Papa Midnight in the comics is not neutral. Not even slightly. He's a street magician like Constantine, and he's a bit of a gangster, too.
Really?
Yeah. They're actually more antagonistic towards each other than they are friends. Like, even more in here. Like, they kind of hate each other.
See, again, I'd rather watch that.
So, Papa Midnight in this movie is kind of superfluous, too.
Which is funny because I know that the movie I'm about to reference came out 15 years later, but this whole thing reminds me of John Wick. The place where the Continental, where that's neutral ground. So do all your bad shit outside of this. To Papa Midnight and like his friends at the like there's a lot of John Wickish.
Maybe they took this as inspiration.
I would not be surprised.
All right. So after he gets denied by Papa Midnight to use the electric chair, we don't know it's the electric chair. It's at this point, it's just the chair at this point.
But
They go to
I think if you watch this movie, you're smart enough, you can put that two and two together. Because I didn't know what it was, but like, is that a chair that kills them? Probably. And it's only a chair that kills people's electric chairs. That's what
Well,
I guessed it was.
I'll just spoil it now. It's the electric chair used in the Sing Sing prison that killed like 30 people or something like that.
Oh, really? The Sing like a real prison or a comic book?
Sing Sing. You never heard of Sing Sing, the actual prison?
No.
I don't even know if it's still around, but it used to be like the popular, at least in fiction, they use that one all the time. Yeah.
It was in New York,
I think
too.
it's a real prison. I think it's a real prison.
Sing Sing.
Now that I think of...
Sing Sing Correctional Facility, formerly Sing Sing. Max security. Yeah, it was real.
Okay, I thought so.
It holds about 1,700 prisoners and housed the execution chamber of the state of New York City until abolished in 2004.
Yeah, thought so.
Fascinating.
So, that's interesting that it got abolished in 2004, and this movie was made in 2005, so they actually took the electric chair.
That's really... But see, that's really good details they put into the movie. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, do better with the source material, too.
So we go back to Constantine's apartment, where he's really mean to a spider.
614 men and women, including 4 inmates under federal death. That's a lot of people. Jesus Christ. But yeah, he is really mean to a spider for no reason.
Yeah, he captures a spider under the glass and blows smoke into the glass and traps smoke inside with the spider.
That's so cruel.
He says, "Now welcome to my world," as if you didn't do it to yourself.
Honestly, yeah.
And then the cop shows up to Constantine's apartment because she got the clue from her dead sister, apparently. And she came here to ask Constantine for his help, but Constantine's a jerk to her. And then she says, fine, and she leaves and lets the spider out from underneath the glass. And then there's a bunch of winged things outside his window. So he goes outside and chases after her. Outside, he starts spouting exposition to her about God and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, now he's going to help her. But there's a bunch of flying demons up in the sky. And so he uses... I don't know, a scarf. He lights it on fire and it burns up the demons. I don't know why.
I think he might have used like holy water or something to ignite that fire or something. I don't know. There's got to be a reason why it was so bad for the demons. I don't know, but
the flying demons went down pretty easily, though.
Yeah.
Oh, also, like that demon from the beginning was a soldier demon, and these are flying demons, and apparently, and then the bug demon are all demons from hell that are not supposed to be on Earth, so forth. And Constantine's like, how come all these demons are crossing over? So that's kind of the plot that's going on right now. Also, at the end of the scene with the cop, where he's like explaining everything, a bus just drives by and interrupts the scene.
Yeah, and then they cut out after it. Like, why'd have that?
Yeah, why was the bus there?
That's stupid.
It was like for dramatic effect, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's supposed to like to emphasize what he just said, but like it really fell flat. Like, okay. I just realized why I don't like about this movie.
What's that?
It's 2 movies trying to be something. Like, it's definitely it's like 7. It's a detective movie trying to be dark and eerie, but they try to mix in action and cool stuff with it, the demons and all that shit. But it doesn't mix well.
Yeah, it's like they try to mix an action movie with the Constantine movie.
Yes, which I wouldn't mind if they would have had more, not more action, but like
they implemented it better.
Yeah, because I feel like people in this world there's like no one in this world besides the main characters. And B, if there are characters in the main world, they're not really noticing what's going on. So I wish the demons had more of an effect on the people around them. So it's like it just feels like I'm watching a stage play going on.
All right, so Constantine's like, all right, we need to find out if your sister's in hell. So I guess we're going to go to hell and find out. Because apparently you could just do that. And in order to go to hell...
right.
In order to go to hell, you have to sit in a chair, put one of your feet in a pot of water, and hold a cat on your lap, and look at it in the eyes for a very long time. Well, and then you're in hell.
That's because cats are really good.
No, cats are apparently, even in Egyptian lore, like, they're like guardians to the afterworld.
Yeah.
So they're like one world in, one world out, essentially. They're like in both, essentially.
Which I'm cool with.
So, that's fine. It's just really weird to see him sitting in a chair holding the cat and staring it in the eyes with one foot in the pot of water.
But a note to have, whenever you do visit hell, time freezes. Like 2 minutes in hell is like a lifetime, or 2 minutes in the real world is like a lifetime in hell, essentially. So time freezes.
So Constantine goes to hell, and hell looks awful like Los Angeles.
I was gonna make a joke, but you're right because it's like Los Angeles on a hot, muggy day.
It's just a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles with really strong winds.
Yes.
I think this might be the worst depiction of hell I've ever seen.
Um.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't even look. It's like, okay, there's demons. Oh, there's people under the
Wait. Hold on a second.
street in the sewers. What? Okay. After Constantine goes to hell, he goes after the sister to find the sister. He finds the sister in hell, grabs her hospital band, because I guess hospital bands go to hell too, and clothing and hospital gowns and everything that you were wearing when you die also go into hell apparently. And so he grabs it and then smashes a crystal ball against his chest, and he's out of hell. And he tells the cop that her sister is in hell.
That seems pointless.
Oh no, there's a reason why she's in hell. I don't know why she's in hell.
No.
I have no idea why she's here. I'm not even sure. Did she commit suicide?
I mean, no, man.
Was she manipulated into it?
That's
Because they never explain
They
it.
don't, and that's why like, watching that scene again. There's no point to that scene. You already proved that demons exist to the officer, so there's no reason to show her that you can go to hell. That whole scene was really pointless.
Well, they needed to know she was in hell to see if she was manipulated to see if she was murdered.
Well, like you said, we didn't learn anything from that.
Yeah, but if she's in hell, then I guess she really did commit suicide.
Oh, okay.
So,
but again,
why did she do it though?
Yeah, why she do it?
What's the point? Did she do it to get out of being the psychic? And if that's the case, wouldn't she be rewarded for that?
I don't know. That's a lot. That scene leads to more questions that don't get answered.
Yeah,
it gives us the reason why we have the detective and her plot later on, but that whole my sister shit was so irrelevant to this movie.
Anyway,
that's upsetting.
The priest in Constantine's jacket.
The priest he's got a name. Couldn't tell you what it is.
It's not from the. It's Hennessy.
Oh, okay.
Because alcohol, and also because
that's dumb.
And also because he's supposed to be, we're killing the actual Constantine. Anyway, he's in the morgue. He's checking the sister's body, and he touches her arm, and I guess he sees the symbol, but he's starting to hear voices in his head. We learned earlier that he hears voices in his head when he's not wearing his necklace, and that the only way to drown it out is through alcohol. So he goes to the liquor store across the street and tries to drink the alcohol, but nothing's coming out of the bottle, so he keeps taking bottles, and we see it's all in his head, but in actuality, he is drinking it, I think.
Yeah, he's like somehow kind of drowning himself with the alcohol, but he's not aware of it. And
he eventually drowns himself with the alcohol because of Balthazar's there. And so Balthazar watches him drown, and apparently the clerk of the store is an angel and does nothing and just watches him die.
Yes. Which I've always liked that scene, but that always drove me crazy. Like, I get you're not supposed to help out because that's your guys' thing, apparently.
But that demon is clearly manipulating this scene.
Exactly. So why just sit back and let the demon do the thing? Why not help? That always bugged me.
Anyway, so he drowns in his own thing. We cut over to Constantine's hungry after his trip to hell, so they go get something to eat. And this is where we get the exposition of Constantine committing suicide. So when he was a kid, he could see demons.
I see dead people.
His parents thought he was crazy, and they electrocuted him and did electric shock therapy, I guess, to him. And then eventually he just killed himself. But he was only dead for 2 minutes. But since he killed himself, that's technically a suicide. So no matter what, he's going to hell.
See, that's what I think. That's really dumb.
No matter what he does, he's going to hell because he killed himself when he was 16.
That's bullshit. Is that the same thing in the comics or no?
Not even close.
Okay.
One, he doesn't see demons because he's not psychic.
So what, does he have a special ability in the comics at all? Like, what's his thing?
He's a magician. He uses magic.
Okay.
But in the comics, he does try to commit suicide, I believe. But the reason why he does it is because when he accidentally committed a child to hell, a child soul to hell, a child named Asher soul to hell.
What did he do?
He summoned a demon, and the demon took a child to hell, I believe.
Okay.
And so he's felt really guilty about that for years and years.
But how the demon, like, how's he at fault for that?
He summoned the demon, and
Okay,
maybe he traded the mother's soul and it ended up getting the daughter's soul. It was something like that. I don't remember the exact storyline. All I know is that the daughter's soul, the kid's soul, ended up in hell because of Constantine. And it's a big part of his depression and stuff like that.
Maybe because how he worded the thing or something, probably.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact details.
Okay.
But all of his friends do die in that, but it's not because the demons are systematically taking them out like they are in this one. It's because he gets them all killed. He does. He like uses them in all of his schemes. He like tricks them or uses them as shields and stuff like that. He's a dick.
Now, his friends dying, does that make him even more upset that he's killing them off, that they're dying?
Oh yeah, he at certain points in the comics, he's haunted by their ghosts and stuff.
That's perfect. That's great. Okay. So he does care. He's not just a cold-hearted.
He does care in his own way, but he's just
selfish.
A selfish prick.
Yeah. God, he's Bob.
Like when he gets killed by a demon, when his friends get killed by a demon or something, he goes and he kills that demon.
Like he's the one who killed his friend.
Yeah, I know. But
I get it.
But he cares in his own way, but it's going to cost you to be his friend, essentially.
I like that. See, that's interesting.
And granted, in more recent years, and now that he's in DC Comics proper, he's been watered down a bit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's not as bad as he is in this.
Yes.
Ugh. And then the cop gets a call about the priest in Constantine's jacket being dead. So she takes Constantine to the crime scene, and Constantine just takes evidence.
Yeah, he's literally touching everything.
Yeah. They're like, what are you doing?
No, I guess they know it was a suicide, I guess.
But that's still evidence.
I know. This guy who's not even part of the police force at all, this exorcist, just comes in, touches the body, takes things off the body. Oh, man. He even touches the wound hand and takes a imprint of it.
Yep, and sees the symbol. It's like, these are bad cops.
They are. They're not even trying to stop the guy. Oh, man.
So I wrote occult man for some reason.
Cult man?
Yeah, an occult man. And then Isabel's death spot. Oh, they go back to Constantine, and the girl goes back to the sister's death spot.
Well, they go to the bowling alley first.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Do they go there first?
Yep. So that must have been the cult man.
Oh, I guess that is the cult man.
They don't go there. I'm sorry.
No.
The movie cuts to there first.
Yeah, they cut to that
because he calls him.
He calls him to find out what the symbol means.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yes.
Then they go there to get the sister. There's this really weird scene where Constantine's like, "What would she do?" Like over and over again, and she's like, "I don't know." It's like, what do you mean you don't know? You obviously do know because you show us at the end that you do know.
Exactly. So why lie about it?
Yeah. And anyway, the sister left a message for the cop on the window with her breath. That happened like 3 days ago. Someone would have wiped that, or it would have been gone by
Thank
now.
You. Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, she leaves the message, Corinthians, what was it, 17?
Yes.
Corinthians 17. But if you know anything about the Bible, there is no Corinthians 17. But in Hell's Bible,
which is actually a thing,
there is a Corinthians 17. It's talking about how the son of the devil, what's his name? Maimon?
Yeah.
Maimon.
Namor.
And how he's going to come to the earth and, rain it down on earth, but he needs the help of God to get God's blood to get in there, where is the stupid
dagger.
Spear of Destiny comes in because it's got the blood of Christ on it, because I guess his blood's stained onto the spear, and even though blood does eventually can be washed off, it just so happens to still have blood on it. And that was like 2,000 years ago. I think metal does rust and corrode and stuff like that.
But it's a special one that killed Jesus. So
yeah.
His blood preserved it for some reason.
It wasn't a 2,000-year-old spear wielded by some soldier.
Exactly. They probably took bare minimum care for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had someone else's blood on it from the day before.
Anyway, as the occult guy is telling Constantine about Maimon coming to the world and stuff like that, he gets killed by flies.
Yep.
I don't know how the flies killed him, but they did.
Man, this movie could have been so much better. It's not a bad movie. It's just it's a not well thought out movie.
It doesn't matter. We cut over to the best character, Manuel, as he steals a car, and he's heading to Los Angeles.
Oh.
We'll see you at the end of the movie, Manuel.
Yep.
And then what happens? Something happens next.
Constantine and a girl
Oh,
talking.
then she exposits the cop that she can see the demons too, like her sister. She used to be able to see the demons too, but she convinced herself she couldn't, so she couldn't see anymore. And so after they go and discover the occult guy's body that's dead, she's like, I want to see again too. So Constantine drowns her in a bathtub, and now she can see demons after her explosion in the tub.
It's not sexual.
I mean, that was an extreme summarization of what happened
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no, yeah.
But that was like 10 minutes of movie there. So, so after the explosion in the tub,
a child. They go back to the bowling alley.
no, they're still in the bowling alley. They never left.
Wait, hold on. What? I'm sorry. What?
They never left the bowling alley. That's that guy's home.
Oh my God, you're right. What?
Yeah, they never left
I thought
the
that was his
bowling alley.
apartment. Like, why would you ruin Constantine's apartment like that? That's what? Okay.
No, they never left the bowling alley.
Weird.
So apparently the bowling alley has a bathtub in it.
Ew.
I don't know why.
Oh, gross.
But it does.
I wouldn't want to die in there. Ew. Oh, it's so gross.
So after the bathtub, she's got her powers back, I guess, and she finds that Balthazar's coin, and they realize Balthazar was the one that killed the guy, the
But we
occult
didn't see
man.
it happen, though.
No, we didn't see him kill him.
Yeah.
We just seen the flies.
I don't know.
And now they're gearing up. They're getting all their weapons because, that's what Constantine does. He gears up.
Yeah. Now Constantine's angering.
And so now they're going to go get Balthazar. But when they get there, he tells her to stay in the car and wear this necklace. And he gets out of the car, and she abruptly takes the necklace off and gets out of the car. Because of movies.
Yes.
So Constantine, fights Balthazar for a bit with, fire and stuff like that.
This cross shotgun thing he has.
Yeah.
Holy water. Brass knuckles with the cross on it.
Oh, yeah. The holy brass knuckles.
My favorite
he
thing
beats
ever.
him with. Holy brass knuckles. And then, so he's like, Balthazar's not, he's asking him, telling Balthazar, tell me where Maimon is, or tell me what's happening, or whatever. And he's like, I'm not telling you anything. And you just can send me back to hell. I don't care. And Constantine's like, I'm not sending you back to hell. I'm going to send you to heaven. And he's like, you can't do that. You're not a priest. And he's like, and so he starts reading stuff out of the Bible. And then Balthazar tells him that, about the Spear of Destiny, I think. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yes.
And so Constantine's like, you can't go to heaven because you have to ask for absolution, idiot. And he is an idiot. He should have known that.
Yeah, he should have.
He's the main antagonist throughout the last half hour of the movie. He should know that he can't be sent to heaven unless he asks for it.
No,
This is stupid.
No, I guess it's just because Constantine was playing it up so well. Was afraid, I guess. Demons are cowards. But yeah, he should have known that.
No, it still doesn't make sense. There's
It
no
doesn't.
way they would have let this.
I know. And it's stupid.
Whatever.
But the girl shows up and the guy's like, yeah, you dummy, you brought her to us.
And then she immediately gets pulled through an entire building and out the window.
And she's not dead somehow from that. She goes to like 20 walls.
And so Constantine runs back to Papa Midnight and says, you're putting me in an electric chair. And he's like, I'm not doing it. And he does it. He puts him in the electric chair, and it's not connected to anything, so they have to do it by pouring water on the ground and then using a lamppost. So
That chair is the exact replica of the real one too. It's so weird. That's really creepy.
But anyway, so I'm not sure how Papa Midnight's not electrocuted at this point either, but he doesn't get electrocuted, and Constantine gets electrocuted, and he sees Manuel with the Spear of Destiny, and that he's on his way to Los Angeles. So now he knows where he is.
It's a DMV, right?
No, they're going back to the place where the first girl jumped out of down in the pool.
Okay.
Now Chaz is back because Shia LaBeouf's annoying.
I mean, this is the part where he actually has a point. Actually has a purpose in a movie.
Oh, what? He shows up and says, hey, we need a magic cross that neither of the two experienced demon hunters didn't realize they could do.
Yes. No, I'm not going to argue. Yeah, his knowledge is why do you know this and the other guys don't? They're teaching this shit, aren't they? But yeah.
Right. The scene is just to establish, he knows what he's talking about too. Who cares?
Yeah. It's just it's funny because we're literally an hour and a half into the movie and they realize, oh shit, we got Shia LaBeouf to be a character. Let's do something with him. We actually be using the character, so later when we kill him, spoiler alert, people should feel for it.
Anyway, the cop was pulled through the building and dropped off where her sister died in that pool, and then Manuel's back, and he attacks her in the pool. So Constantine and Chaz, annoying Shia LaBeouf, shows up, and Constantine says, "Go bless the water with that cross." And so Shia LaBeouf goes and puts the cross in the sprinkler system, and then Constantine walks into a bunch of demons guarding the area that he needs to get to where the girl is. And so Constantine uses his lighter to set off the sprinkler systems that it's full of holy water now, because I guess Shia LaBeouf can just bless water with a magic cross and then turn it into holy water. And then all the demons start burning, and then John Rambo. John McClane.
No, John Wick.
John Wick decides that he's going to use his grenade launcher to start blasting demons to death here, because we needed this scene, because
it's a cool scene. I'll give them that. It's a cool scene from Blade. It's really cool.
It does not fit in this movie at all, but okay.
No.
But then, so Manuel drowns the cop in the pool, and then Maimon arrives as he possesses her. And so Constantine goes and he's fighting with her, and then Shia LaBeouf helps with the fight, and then they try to expel her, and they think they do it, but they don't, because Gabriel shows up and kills Shia LaBeouf, annoying Shia LaBeouf. Well, he was superfluous.
Let's see, and they do it in a way they want us to feel something. Well, like I said, they spent an hour without showing us who he was or making us care for him, and then now he actually means something to the story. Like you guys just totally mishandled that character. How's he die in the comics, DJ?
He doesn't.
No? So I know I've seen...
Not that I know of.
I saw pictures, like, I typed his name to Google, like, oh, his character does die in the comics. I think it looks like he got stabbed through the chest by something.
I mean, he might have died at one point in the comics, but as of right now in comics, he's alive.
Okay. Interesting. So that's weird.
Yeah, like, even in the storyline that this movie's ripping off, he's still alive in this storyline.
So I kill him all? Whatever. Why do all that? Why?
Because the demons are killing all Constantine's friends, because he loses all his friends, but they missed the whole point of all that.
Dumb. Oh, God.
Anyway, so Gabriel is behind everything. She wants to bring the demon Maimon through, because humans are the only beings in the universe that has God's love and it can be forgiven, and she wants to make humans worthy of God's love, so she's going to make hell on earth so that the people who survive it at the other end will be worthy of God's love. Did I get all that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Did you get all that? Does all the viewers understand what's happening right now? No? Because it's stupid.
Yeah, it's really, like, why, like, whatever. Why?
Anyway, she throws around Constantine, and then she's going to bring Maimon in. So Constantine starts praying, and then slits his own wrists, causing time to stop, and then Lucifer shows up. Lucifer, it's been said throughout the whole movie, is Constantine's the only soul Lucifer would come up personally to collect. And Constantine has heard this, so he did this purposely to get him up here so he can tell him that his son's about to be brought into the world by Gabriel. So he goes into the next room, and he stops it. Gabriel tries to smite Satan, but God's not on her side anymore because she's evil, obviously. And so Satan sends his son back to hell, and he destroys Gabriel's wings, and now Gabriel's human. Are you there?
I'm there. I'm watching the movie right now. Like, I enjoy this shit. So yeah,
you were really quiet.
Sorry,
there.
I was watching and listening to you. So yeah, so Gabriel is human now, so she can't stop saying. No human can.
And so Lucifer goes into the next room to collect Constantine's soul.
Did you get that he aborted his son first?
Yes, he sent him to hell.
Yeah.
So he goes in and he's like, "All right, Constantine, what do you want? An extension?"
Before we continue, like, why would he stop that though? Like, wouldn't he before his son taking over the world?
No, because the world is his. Not in the current form, but if his son's on Earth taking all of his playthings.
But like, why wouldn't he before that though? Like, I get you're saying it's his, but
yeah, it's just down to pettiness and selfishness, and he wants to do it, and he doesn't want his son to do it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He's the devil.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense, I guess.
So he goes back to Constantine to collect his soul, and he's like, "All right, Constantine, you told me about my son. What do you want? Do you want an extension of your life? What do you want?" He's like, "No, I just want you to release the sister's soul to heaven." He's like, "All right, done." He releases his soul to heaven, and he's going to drag Constantine to hell, but he can't he stopped, and then a light opens up, and Constantine's being pulled into heaven because he self-sacrificed himself, which I guess cancels out suicide.
No, I think I'm cool with that if that's what Constantine's plan was. Do you think that's what?
No, I don't think his plan was to get into heaven. I think that was just a side effect. His plan was to get Satan down here because he knew Satan went Maimon on Earth.
Yeah.
And I think that's all it was. He's just wanted to stop Maimon from happening, and that the heaven thing was just a side effect. Now, if this was the real Constantine, this would have been his plan all
That's
along.
what I'm saying.
But
Yeah, so that was.
I don't think this was this Constantine.
Yeah, because he doesn't really telegraph that was his plan at all.
No,
It's just like that was just a lucky accident.
because he's just lucky. Exactly, a lucky accident. Because God's bringing Constantine to heaven, and he flips off the devil, and then the devil's like, "Nope, not happening," and he pulls the cancer out of Constantine and keeps him alive so that he can live the fall later on. In his
But that's
life.
not what
So
killed Constantine, though. What killed him was slitting his wrists.
Yeah, but slitting your wrist is, I'm assuming, an easy thing to heal for a devil.
But he
It's
doesn't heal that. He heals the cancer. What killed him was the wrist slitting.
Yeah, but
So why?
I just
I guess he did
just
both. Like he just did the cancer thing.
I was just assuming when he grabbed him, he healed that too automatically
But
because
you don't see that.
it's such a minor thing.
You don't see him touching his wrist or whatever. He's just go right to the lungs.
Yeah, but it's just an assumption.
Yeah, but like in a visual meeting, you're supposed to show that. You don't have to linger on it, but at least just show him touching his wrist or some shit.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. It's just it's just like where he's saved. You just assume that he's saved, you know? If he's gonna tear out his cancer, he obviously healed his.
Yeah, but show me that.
Too.
Like I don't know. I don't see it. He didn't. It's like.
All right, now that we finally got to cure cancer, and we can go to what actually happened in the comic. So, in the comic, Constantine's got cancer for the same reason. He's smoking cigarettes a day, and he goes through a whole process. There's like 6 comics of him just going through the process of him accepting his death and saying goodbye to people, and then he's like, and trying to figure a way out of it. Along the way, he comes across his friend who had also sold his soul and is dying. But his friend sold his soul to the devil for the greatest wine collection in the world.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know why.
What? Say that again?
Yeah. His friend sold his soul to the devil for the greatest wine collection in the world, and the expertise to collect the whole greatest wine collection in the world. Because his friend is an alcoholic and like a connoisseur of alcohol.
That's the worst thing. That's not the worst thing to sell your soul for, but like, it's like me selling my soul for like the best Magic the Gathering collection in the world or something. Like, really? That's what you're going to like eternal damnation for?
But because of these skills, he came across this cave underneath his house that had holy water in it. And so he created a spell to turn the holy water into everlasting Guinness, the beer.
Yes.
Okay. So, and it's the greatest Guinness they ever drank in his life. They drink away. So Constantine and his friend drinks the beer until Guy dies. So the devil shows up to collect his soul. But there was the guy had what's it called in the contract? A request in the contract that says he had to collect his soul by midnight on the day that he died, or else he gets to go to heaven. And the devil's like, he just wanted to bargain with the devil, so he just agreed with him, stuff like that, because it was he found the whole idea novel. And Constantine, he tells all of this to Constantine as Constantine's leaving because he shows up there, and Constantine's like, well, I don't really like you, and I'm not going to let you take my friend's soul, so he tricks the devil into having a beer with him, but the beer is really holy water. So the devil drinks holy water, he throws him into the holy water, sends him back to hell, and he's not able to collect his friend's soul. You follow me so far?
Yeah. Oh, I know the story, yeah.
So now the devil's mad at him. So now he's dying, but he has a plan. He's going to sell his soul to the second and the third of the fallen. The devil is the first of the fallen. It's not Satan. That's a different character. Satan is not the first of the fallen who he sells, like in this movie. Completely different character. He sells his soul to the second and third of the fallen, and the first of the fallen has right to his soul by insult. And so, when they come to collect his soul, they all have a right to it, but they can't collect the soul or else they'll go to war, which will give God the opportunity to take over and, I guess, end all existence.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what they say. And so they cure Constantine's cancer in the most painful way ever because they can't collect his soul, or else it would destroy hell. So they cure him and keep him alive. And so he almost destroys the world just to save himself, Constantine.
Yes.
And that's how it's supposed to happen. This is stupid.
And the reason this is stupid is I think that original badass way of doing it might have been too convoluted. What the studios might have thought, or the director, or whoever chose to decide to change the ending, might have been too convoluted for the mainstream audience, whatever. And
it wouldn't have been convoluted if they decided to tell this story.
Yes, exactly.
But they didn't want to tell this story.
No.
They just wanted to take elements from this story and combine it with an action movie.
Yes, because that sells. And it did sell. The movie made a lot of money back.
It did.
But yes.
But it was also panned.
Yes.
I don't know.
I agree. Like that.
No one the original, like I said, back in when I first saw this, I know nothing about the story. I thought it was all right.
But knowing what it could have been, this is abysmal.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a mockery. But this is but like to its defense, this isn't a bad.
No, it's
just
not.
With greater knowledge.
Let me just get through the rest of it.
The rest of it's whatever. Yeah.
So after he's cured of cancer, Gabriel's still alive, and she tries to get Constantine to shoot him dead because she's mortal now, and he doesn't. He just punches her. He says, "That's pain. Get used to it. You're gonna live as a human." And she's like, "See, you're improving yourself because she could have killed me." She's showing that she still wins, even though she actually lost.
But then she backs into the pool for some reason, which is weird to me.
I don't know.
I just thought that was a weird thing. What? Yeah.
And then, for some reason, they're on the cop and Constantine are on the rooftops. I don't know why they're on rooftops. Why they couldn't just do this on the street or something.
It's more cinematic.
And Constantine gives her the Spear of Destiny to put it somewhere even he can't find it. Because if he knows where it is, and because he's Constantine, he might be tempted to use it later.
But like, why wouldn't trust her with her either? Well, she's got the power, so never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. And then they throughout the whole movie, they were teasing them kissing and getting together. Never happens.
Yeah, I don't know why that was there in the first place.
Because I think they kind of wanted the romantic element to it. And Constantine has had different partners throughout, but he's never been with one. He's also bisexual, John Constantine. So it wasn't necessary, the whole romance side of it.
Exactly. It rarely is.
But yeah, and so she takes the spear and goes away. And then Constantine does an end narration that was kind of lame, honestly. It's like, God has a plan for us all. Okay, whatever. Even if you don't know what it is.
It took
whatever.
me 2 times dying to figure that out. Like,
And then credits. And then there's an after credits scene where Constantine's at Shia LaBeouf's grave. And he leaves the letter behind, insinuating that he's not going to smoke, which he's always going to smoke because he's Constantine. He goes to walk away, but look at that. Shia LaBeouf's an angel. No one gives a shit.
That's cool, though. But no one does give a shit.
Was he always an angel?
I think he came back as an angel.
You think he came back as an angel, or was he always just an angel there?
Oh, that'd be stupid if that was the case.
Because, they're just protecting him as, God trying to help out or whatever. No, because
Constantine would have known that.
Not necessarily. Just because but they can also hide themselves. You don't know that they're all... They have to show their wings, right?
No, because, if he's the only one that can see them, wouldn't they have their wings always shown at that point? I don't know the rules of that shit, so I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure that out. I don't know,
but my whole thing is, do people become angels when they die? Can they?
I mean, if they die for a good deed.
That's not how I thought it. I just thought they got to spend eternity in heaven.
Yeah, I guess he was an angel the whole time. Which, if that's the case, then why not have them more in the movie? That's dumb.
Yeah, well, Shia LaBeouf in general is dumb in this movie, but still.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. It was dumb.
That twist of the movie.
That twist.
Yes, I can agree.
Like I said, when I first watched this movie, I thought it was all right, but I don't think I do like this movie anymore.
When I first saw it, I was too young, so I just couldn't give a shit. I saw it again for this review. I enjoyed it, but talking through it, I enjoyed it less. Like our usual pattern goes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, being a John Constantine fan now, it really hurt watching this movie a little bit.
Yes, because like you said, the better source material. Again, the book's better than the movie, sadly.
It's really well written, the comics.
And that's the thing. It's so well written. Why not go with that?
I mean, at least the early stuff, the stuff that I've read
but the stuff before the movie came out, that's what they could have gone with.
Yeah.
But I think because there's so much of it, How much of it is there at that point? Was there so much they couldn't make it into the movie, or was there so much? So I'm looking up Seven, the movie Seven. Which I'm pretty sure you've seen, I guess, right?
The original, yeah, I've seen that. The original series had 300 issues.
300 issues, which is a lot.
There's 12 volumes, 300 issues.
So I guess that's too much for them. Obviously, they still could have cut it down. They could have found a way.
They could have just done arcs.
Yeah, exactly. Like the movie Seven was 2 hours long, and that's a really dark movie with a really religious theme to it, but really well made and a good story, like beginning, middle, end. I think they could have done the same thing with Constantine.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It was well made. It definitely was well directed, well acted.
And this is still the time where good superhero movies were rare.
Yeah, but as of 2005, or in the year 2005, this is one of the better ones that they made compared to Elektra.
Yeah, but only on like a technical level.
Yes, as a faithful to from the original continuity level.
Just even from a story structure point of view, it's not that great.
It really isn't. There's a lot of questions to be had. Like, what would you give this?
I think I'm at a 5.
God damn it! Yeah, I'm there too. It's not bad. It's not good. Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's where I think I'm gonna land.
Yeah. I do like. I like religion mythos. Like I said earlier, I like that. There's only so much that can carry for the movie, I guess. Without the characters being interesting enough, or I think that's the thing too. The characters weren't that interesting.
No,
I think that's a major thing. Like he's like for being Constantine, like he wasn't that likable or not likable enough. Like he didn't have a good enough personality.
Yeah, he was straddling the line of a hero too much, but he wasn't like full blown hero either. So it's like you didn't know if you should root for him or not.
Exactly, and like I said, Shia LaBeouf's there doing whatever. They have the detective lady. She's not even a character either. Like no one's a character.
No, she's a plot device.
Exactly. So. And then they can say again that the spear was like, who cares, and MacGuffin, whatever. The angels and demons aren't angel and demon enough. Like, there's not enough in this movie. It's all just. I felt like it's like a rough draft of what could have been great. Yeah. No, I'm gonna give this a 4. Just me saying that, like realizing like it's almost good. It's almost a good movie. It's almost an average movie. It's just like it's missing a spirit. I don't want to say it like that, but it's missing a soul. It's missing something to drive the movie. It just felt empty. The movie felt really empty.
I think I'm gonna stick at a 5.
That's fair. Just for my critical eye, it just felt like, why am I watching this? I like, it didn't seem exciting to tell a story. It's like, you guys want to see what's going on in this movie? Like, not really. I'm here because I'm sorry I paid for the ticket. I guess I gotta sit through this.
I wonder if this movie would have been better with a couple more rewrites.
I think so. Maybe. Because it could have gone way worse or could have gone way better, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm just wondering if it would have been better or worse if it had to rewrite.
God, if it was more faithful to the story, like you said, that would have been like, yes, more of that, or let's watch that again.
But if they would have leaned in the other direction, it might have gotten even worse.
Exactly. So we can't go off what is, we have to go like what we saw. And to me, what we saw was empty. It was like,
Well, they tried, I guess.
They did. That's the thing. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not going to give it a 3 or a 2, because that's a low rating. I think even a 4 is kind of mean to this, because it's not a 4. It's a 4. It's a 4 out of 10 for me.
All right, I'm done talking to these idiots.
Yeah, go to hell, guys. You see what I did there?